Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're jumping straight into something I think a lot of us dream about travel. But not just, going somewhere.
Right.
We're talking about really mastering it, how to travel like a pro. You sent over this great pile of sources, articles, research notes, all kinds of things.
Yeah.
And they all seem to circle this idea of navigating the world smartly, efficiently, and, yeah, affordably.
That's the plan.
Yeah.
So for this deep dive, our mission is really to unpack all that material you shared. We want to pull out the key nuggets, maybe some surprising little facts, and definitely the practical stuff.
Okay.
The insights you can actually use to become that savvy, budget-conscious traveler the sources keep describing.
I'm actually really excited to get into this because, travel feels different now, doesn't it?
Mhm.
It's more common maybe, but doing it well,
Yeah,
that feels like the real skill.
it does.
It's what separates just like a regular trip from something more transformative.
Yeah.
And these sources suggest it's not just luck, there's a real strategy involved.
And that's a key point the material makes right away. Traveling, like a pro, isn't just code for being super cheap. Managing the budget is, well, obviously fundamental.
Of course.
But the aim is broader. It's about making the whole experience better, building your confidence, and really getting the most value financially and experientially from every trip.
Okay, let's start right there then. How do these sources actually define traveling like a pro? What's the core concept?
Well, at its heart, the idea presented is exploring destinations smartly, efficiently, and always keeping an eye on the costs. Sort of a blend,
Yeah.
comfort with cost effectiveness.
Right, strategic travel, not just scrimping and saving.
Exactly. And the sources break it down. First up is what they call informed decision-making. Basically, doing your homework,
Okay.
researching where you're going, understanding a bit about the local culture, the weather, what facilities are actually available, that sort of thing.
So knowing what you're getting into beforehand, preparation is key.
Precisely.
Yeah.
It saves so much hassle later. Then there's budget management. This is about stretching your money without feeling like you're, constantly missing out. Optimization, really. Finding the value.
Okay. And I noticed the sources really hammered home this idea of maximizing opportunities, seeking out unique things, maybe going off the beaten path a bit.
Yes. This is about getting beyond just the surface-level tourist stuff.
Yeah.
Uncovering those little local secrets or hidden spots that aren't plastered everywhere.
Didn't one source have a great example for Italy? Like instead of just Venice or Rome?
Yeah. They mentioned exploring lesser-known towns like Matera or Ostuni, still incredibly rich in history and culture.
Right.
But often, as the material points out, significantly more budget-friendly. So it's a win-win. Better experience, maybe, and definitely easier on the wallet.
Makes sense. And the last point was stress-free planning, right?
Yeah.
Thinking ahead, backup plans.
Exactly. Anticipating potential hiccups. Knowing the local transport options or just having a plan B if things change unexpectedly, it removes a surprising amount of stress. Just knowing you've thought it through.
Allows you to relax into it more.
Right. So, okay, we've got this definition, but why bother putting in all this effort? The material lays out some really compelling reasons, some great benefits for mastering these affordable travel secrets.
Yeah, lay 'em on us. Saving money is obviously big, but it sounds like there's more to it than just that.
Oh, definitely. The most obvious one is cost savings, no doubt.
Yeah.
The sources talk about applying insider tips like knowing the best times to travel, where discounts hide, and saving substantial amounts,
Substantial amounts, that definitely gets your attention when you're looking at flight prices.
doesn't it? And that saving directly fuels the next benefit, enhanced experiences. The money you don't spend on, say, an overpriced hotel gives you flexibility.
Ah,
The material had those cool examples. Maybe you can afford that amazing hot air balloon ride in Cappadocia, or treat yourself to one really special meal in Paris.
because you saved money elsewhere.
Okay, I see.
It unlocks those wow moments.
Precisely.
Yeah.
It also feeds into comfort and convenience. These tips aren't just about saving, they help you choose better. Like, booking flights midweek can save a bundle.
Right.
And the sources note that many budget hotels or even, nicer hostels can be surprisingly comfortable if you do a little digging.
Yeah, finding that hidden gem budget place always feels like a win.
It really does. And then there's a really important one, connection to local culture. The sources come back to this again and again, finding budget-friendly ways to actually interact.
Like farmers markets or community events.
Exactly. Things like that, cultural exchanges,
Yeah.
these are described as connections that really enrich the traveler's journey. It's deeper than just sightseeing.
That feels like the core of really meaningful travel, doesn't it? Actually connecting.
I think so.
Yeah.
And all this planning and navigating, it builds confidence and skills development. You get better at negotiating, booking things smartly, managing logistics. It fosters independence.
Yeah.
You're honing budgeting skills, building resilience. It's empowering.
So you're not just getting better at traveling, you're building life skills.
Totally. And finally, the material touches on sustainable travel practices. A lot of these methods supporting local businesses, using public transport, walking tours, naturally lean towards being more sustainable. A win-win, as they put it.
Okay, so pulling it all together, it's way more than just being cheap. It's about smart strategy to get richer, more authentic experiences, broaden your horizons, build confidence, and yeah, keep the finances healthy too.
Right. So we get the why. Now the how. Where do you even begin? The sources seem pretty clear that picking the right destination up front is crucial if affordability is a goal. You can't budget your way out of, say, Switzerland easily.
That's a huge point. Researching budget-friendly spots is presented almost like prospecting for gold. It takes effort, but the payoff can be massive. And there are tools.
Like those comparison websites, Skyscanner, Kayak. Indispensable, according to the sources. They let you compare flight prices across tons of airlines and dates. You might find flying to, say, Budapest is way cheaper than London for your dates.
Flights can be such a massive chunk of the budget.
They really can. The material also suggests tapping into travel blogs and forums, places like Lonely Planet's Thorn Tree, or just independent blogs.
Getting tips from people who've actually been.
Exactly. Real-world insights.
Hmm.
The sources mention people discovering places like Portugal or Mexico offer amazing scenery and culture for way less than their more famous neighbors.
Right. Less obvious choices.
Also, checking deal sites like Groupon or TravelZoo for discounted packages. There was even an anecdote in the material about someone finding a whole weekend getaway hotel, activities, everything, for under $100.
Wow, that's the dream deal right there.
Worth looking. And don't ignore the official local tourism websites. They often list affordable things to do, places to eat, local deals. Even social media, Instagram, Pinterest can be useful for finding offbeat spots via hashtags.
That's a clever use of Instagram. But here's a key thing. The sources flagged, it's not just the flight cost, is it? You have to look at the overall cost of living there.
Oh, absolutely critical. That flight to Oslo might look okay,
Yeah.
but once you're there, eating, getting around, doing anything,
Uh-huh.
it adds up incredibly fast compared to somewhere like, say, Sofia in Bulgaria.
Hmm.
The sources stress looking at the whole picture.
Daily costs. Got it. And what about timing? The sources really emphasize the off-peak travel advantage. How big a factor is that?
Potentially huge for both cost and the experience itself. Traveling off-peak or in the shoulder seasons has multiple upsides.
Lower prices, presumably.
That's the big one. Airlines, hotels,
Yeah.
they drop prices significantly when demand is lower. The Caribbean in early September versus Christmas break is the classic example given.
Yeah, I bet the price difference is massive. And fewer crowds, too.
Oh yeah,
Mm.
much more relaxed vibe. Imagine seeing the Colosseum in Rome in the fall versus the crazy summer crush.
I can picture the difference. Much less stressful.
And fewer crowds can lead to enhanced local interaction. Shopkeepers, restaurant staff,
Mm.
they're less rushed, maybe more willing to chat. There was a nice story in the sources
Oh, yeah.
about sharing tapas with a local family in Granada, basically because they were the only ones in a tiny place during the off-season,
That's exactly the kind of magic moment you travel for.
isn't it? And finally, there are unique seasonal experiences.
Mm-hmm.
Some places have a special charm off-peak. Think Japan's cherry blossoms in spring.
Mm.
Or maybe skiing the Alps in early spring when it's quieter, but the snow's still good. So research and timing flexibility really pay off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, destination picked, timing considered. Now, booking flights and accommodation. The sources frame this as the area where you can save a really significant portion of your budget if you're smart.
And those comparison websites are key again here, right? Indispensable.
Pretty much, they give you that comprehensive price comparison across loads of sites at once.
Yeah.
Skyscanner, Kayak, Google Flights.
See everything in one place.
Exactly. And they often have flexible search tools. You can easily see prices across different dates. The material mentions finding savings of hundreds of dollars just by flying Tuesday instead of Saturday.
Hundreds. Just for shifting a day or two. That's huge.
It can be. And setting up alerts for price drops is another great tip from the sources. There was that story about someone getting a round trip to Thailand for half price.
Wow.
Just by setting an alert and waiting for the price dip takes patience. But
That's amazing. Patience and alerts.
And you can customize searches too. Filter by stops, airlines, whatever matters to you. Plus, many of these sites bundle accommodation booking too, which can streamline things.
Yeah, that integrated approach sounds really useful. But the sources also pushed exploring alternative accommodations. What's the appeal there beyond just cost?
Good question. Because yes, cost savings are often significant. Hostels, vacation rentals like Airbnb or Vrbo guest houses. The material mentioned finding a private room in a historic Prague hostel for half the price of a nearby hotel.
Half price. That's a serious saving.
Yeah. But it's not just that. They often provide more local flavor. Staying in someone's home via Airbnb or a small guest house, you get insider tips, a feel for the neighborhood.
Insider tips are gold.
And many offer amenities and space, especially kitchens. That's huge for saving money on food. You can cook some meals, experience local grocery shopping. The sources even called it an adventure leading to fun evenings.
Cooking together in a hostel kitchen does sound like a great way to meet people, too.
Definitely fosters social interaction. And you can find really unique locations. The sources talked about everything from tree houses to converted barns to cool city apartments. These places become part of the travel story themselves, enhancing the trip exponentially.
Yeah, a unique stay is definitely memorable.
So it's cost, local feel, amenities, maybe unique settings, and social aspects. Lots of reasons to look beyond standard hotels, right? Planning done, booking sorted. Now, packing. The source material really hammers home that packing smart isn't just about convenience. It saves time, stress, and genuinely impacts your enjoyment. Wrestling a giant suitcase is no fun for anyone.
Oh, I've definitely been there, struggling with a bag on stairs or trains. So the sources gave an essentials checklist.
They did. A solid starting point you can tweak. Top of the list, obviously. Travel documents,
Yeah.
passport, ID, insurance itineraries, all together, maybe in a waterproof pouch. Non-negotiable.
Absolutely critical.
Then clothing. The advice is versatile, mix and match lightweight stuff. They suggest aiming for maybe 2-3 pairs of pants or shorts, 1-2 light jackets or sweaters for layering, 4 down tops, enough underwear and socks, and crucially,
Comfortable shoes.
yes,
Yeah.
comfortable walking shoes are a must, plus maybe flip-flops or sandals, then toiletries, but travel-sized or decanted into small bottles. The usual suspects: toothbrush, paste, shampoo, deodorant, sunscreen, maybe insect repellent.
Keep it minimal. Don't bring the whole bathroom.
Exactly. Electronics, phone, chargers, maybe a camera. And they specifically call out a portable power bank as a real lifesaver.
Oh, yeah. Essential for keeping maps and everything going all day.
Health essentials, any personal meds, plus basics like pain relievers, Band-Aids, antiseptic wipes, just in case.
Good thing.
And finally, a reusable water bottle. Saves money, better for the planet, keeps you hydrated. The whole approach is framed as packing like being an art.
Okay, and art I need to practice. What about how to pack? Any hacks in the sources to save space?
Oh yeah, plenty of those. The classic rolling clothes method is mentioned. Saves space compared to folding, apparently reduces wrinkles too. Source said they fit way more in by rolling.
I keep meaning to properly try rolling everything.
Worth a shot. Packing cubes also get a strong recommendation. They organize things, separate items, and can compress clothes a bit.
Yeah, they do make finding things much easier.
The layering trick is simple. Wear your bulkiest items jacket, boots on the plane or train,
Saves so much space in the bag.
and utilize every nook and cranny.
Yeah.
Stuff socks or chargers inside shoes. Use all those little pockets in your luggage.
And wasted space.
For longer trips, they suggest compressed bags, the vacuum seal type. Reduces volume significantly, protects from moisture too, and maybe the most effective hack, plan your outfits before you pack.
Ah, so you only take what you'll actually wear.
Exactly. Minimizes those just-in-case items you never touch. It all comes back to planning, really.
Right, packed smart. You're there. Now the fun part. The sources talk about diving into the heart and soul of the place. And the good news is, they say you can do this without spending a fortune.
Absolutely. It's about getting beyond the surface, and thankfully, there are tons of free and low-cost activities highlighted in the material.
Like what sort of things?
Well, public parks and gardens are always great. Relax, picnic, enjoy nature. Sydney's Royal Botanic Gardens was mentioned as a fantastic free example.
Can't beat free green space in a city.
Many cities have brilliant walking tours, often free or donation-based, led by knowledgeable locals. The sources mentioned a great free architecture tour in Budapest found this way.
Perfect for getting your bearings and some local insight right away.
Also, look into local museums and galleries. Check for free admission days or specific hours, and don't just focus on the huge ones. Smaller local galleries can be fascinating and free.
Good tip. Explore beyond the main institutions.
Check local listings for community events and festivals, often free or cheap, and a fantastic way to see local culture in action. Someone in the sources stumbled upon a lively street festival in Valencia.
Those accidental discoveries are often the best memories.
You can also create your own self-guided tours. Pick a theme, historical neighborhoods, street art, specific landmarks. The material calls it fun and informative, exploring at your own pace.
More personal than just following a crowd.
And for something deeper, consider volunteer opportunities, even short-term things like helping at a community garden. One source shared volunteering on a conservation project in Costa Rica, amazing way to connect.
That sounds incredibly rewarding, actually giving back too.
And beyond just activities, the material really stresses engaging with local communities. That's where the richest insights often hide.
How do they suggest fostering those connections?
Well, staying in locals' homes via Airbnb or couch surfing is one way. Hosts often share culture, tips, maybe even meals or stories, builds real bonds.
Yeah, sharing a meal in someone's home sounds very authentic.
It does. Or participate in cultural workshops. Learn a local craft. Take a cooking class. Try traditional music. There was a lovely story about a cooking class in Thailand where talking with the family was as valuable as the cooking itself.
Learning and connecting. Ideal.
Using social media and apps like Meetup can help find local groups or events, language exchanges, social gatherings.
Using tech smartly to connect.
And crucially, support local businesses. Choose local cafes, shops, markets over the big tourist traps. It supports the local economy and gives you a richer experience. The source mentioned finding a tiny family-run cafe in Athens with amazing food and great chats.
Those little gems are the best finds.
Finally, if appropriate and you're comfortable, the material mentions attending religious services or ceremonies can offer profound insights. One source was invited to join a procession in Bali, witnessing traditions firsthand.
Wow, that would be a deep cultural immersion.
Okay, let's shift gears to something vital for any traveler. Food. Dining out constantly can absolutely destroy a budget, but the source material insists enjoying delicious, authentic food affordably is totally doable.
Music to my ears. Trying local food is huge for me. The source is called Eating at Local Street Eateries a Gold Mine.
Absolutely, for flavor and value. The number one reason, authenticity. Street food is often the real everyday cuisine. Traditional recipes, that Bangkok pad Thai example from a street cart.
Yeah, you can almost taste it.
And affordability is massive, usually a fraction of restaurant prices. The sources mention tacos in Mexico for a couple of bucks, Vietnamese pho for around $2.
$2 for a meal, incredible value.
Street food markets also offer amazing variety and sampling. You can try little bits from different stalls. The source described exploring a Taiwan night market, trying dumplings, skewers, all sorts, without breaking the bank.
Perfect for indecisive eaters like me. Try a bit of everything.
Plus, you can watch and learn, see how things are cooked. One source even learned a bit about making Portuguese pastéis de nata just by chatting with the vendor in Lisbon.
That interaction is part of the fun.
And always ask locals for recommendations. They know the best spots. There was also a practical hygiene tip. Look for busy stalls, high turnover, lots of locals eating there. Good signs.
Seems like solid advice.
Now, while street food is fantastic, the sources also cover cooking meals to save money, which can be healthier sometimes too.
Okay, how do you make that work realistically when traveling?
Key is to stay in accommodations with kitchen facilities. So hostels, some guest houses, vacation rentals. Having that kitchen access is everything.
Right, lets you actually use local ingredients.
And then you can visit local markets to buy those fresh ingredients. Produce, cheese, whatever, often cheaper than tourist-focused supermarkets. The sources paint a picture of strolling Barcelona's La Boqueria market for dinner supplies.
Sounds like an experience in itself.
Plan your meals, even roughly. Prevents waste. Think simple, versatile stuff. Pasta, stir-fries, salads. Things you can make with basic equipment.
Keep it simple, definitely.
If you're somewhere with a communal kitchen, the sources really encourage cooking together with fellow travelers. It's social, fun, saves money, builds connections.
Yeah, that sounds like a great hostel vibe.
And finally, prep simple snacks for exploration. Muesli bars, fruit, sandwiches. Avoids buying overpriced stuff when you get hungry sightseeing.
Smart. Balance the amazing street food with some savvy self-catering. Okay, so we've covered amazing experiences, delicious food. The final, absolutely critical piece the sources dive into is managing your money effectively while you're actually traveling, keeping finances on point.
Yes, this is crucial for stress-free travel. Being smart about money lets you focus on the adventure. The sources spend time on adventure.
Using travel-friendly banking options.
What's the main takeaway there? A big one is using a no foreign transaction fee credit card. Seems small, but those 1–3% fees on every purchase abroad add up fast. An anecdote mentioned a friend saving a decent chunk just by using one card across Europe.
Yeah, those little fees sting over a whole trip.
You could also look at prepaid travel cards. Load a set amount, helps budgeting, sometimes offers good exchange rates.
Yeah, for control.
For longer stays, the material mentions potentially opening a local bank account, which might offer benefits like free withdrawals for expats or long-term visitors.
A bit more involved, but makes sense for extended trips.
Mobile banking apps are called out as indispensable. Monitor spending, transfer funds, find ATMs, all on your phone. One source loved being able to quickly move money via their app when needed.
Technology making things easier again.
And this is a big practical tip, almost a warning. Inform your banker. You're traveling before you go. The sources share a horror story of a debit card getting blocked mid-trip because they forgot.
Huge hassle.
Oh man, yes, that's the worst kind of travel stress. So a quick call or online notification prevents that. It really does. And beyond the type of card or account, there are tips for avoiding unnecessary fees and charges day to day.
Like those ATM fees.
Exactly. Research ATM withdrawals. Try to use ATMs in your bank's network or partner networks abroad to avoid or reduce fees. Sticking to partner banks in Europe saves someone money, according to the sources.
Smart planning again.
When paying by card, if they offer to charge you in your home currency or the local currency, the sources strongly advise. Always choose local currency. That dynamic currency conversion often hides poor exchange rates or extra fees.
Sneaky. Always pick local. Got it.
Traveling with others. Split payments using apps or just coordinating can be helpful, especially if one person has that no-fee card. Helps manage who pays for what.
Yeah, keeps group finances simpler.
Also, check if your bank offers any travel promotions, partnerships, cashback deals. And finally, be mindful of currency exchange if you need cash. Avoid airport hotel kiosks. Local exchange booths usually offer better rates. Do a quick check of the current rate beforehand.
Wow, okay, we have really covered a lot in this deep dive. We went from understanding what traveling like a pro actually means to the amazing benefits, picking the right places, timing it right, booking smart, packing efficiently, diving into these incredible local experiences, eating well without breaking the bank, and finally, managing the money side of things.
Yeah, it's clear from all this material that traveling like a pro isn't about luck. It's really about building skills, being strategic. And the result isn't just cheaper travel, it's richer, more authentic. You approach it with more confidence. And thinking bigger picture, when you combine all these things, the planning, the booking savvy, the local engagement, the smart eating and finances, it really does shift things, doesn't it? Travel becomes less passive, less something that just happens to you. It's more an active journey. You're discovering, you're learning, you're building skills. It fosters independence, resilience. It's genuinely empowering.
Yeah.
So based purely on what we've dug into from these sources, here's the final thought for you to maybe chew on. Thinking about all these principles, from the planning to the local connection to the finances, what's the one single step you could take from this deep dive to refine your travel habits for your next adventure?
That's a great question to ponder as you start dreaming about that next trip. Thanks so much for joining us for this deep dive.